Robinson going to jump for the Stormy Petrels. Mitchell going to jump for the Scots. Malachi Dooley will bring it across, and it looks like early on the Scots are going to go. Pumpian had 4 threes the other night, floor. And it looks like they're going to call the reach-in foul on, it looks like number 13, and that's what it's going to be. Logan Perlman raked down in. And Perry Robinson has not been getting much single coverage, if any at all. Perlman going to sub out, and number 2, Luke Crowder, number 0. Actually, let me see who subbed in here. Number 13, Perlman's actually bleeding at the mouth, so he's over at the training table right now. Robinson being talked to by the official. Perry had a tough one the other night against Emory. Dooley going to go immediately to Robinson. He's going to come in, go over his right shoulder, and he's going to knock that one in and have something to say immediately to Fisher Mitchell. Bringing it up is going to be number 2, Luke Crowden in the backcourt, also with David Compere. Number 23 has subbed in Jesse Kennard. He's their 3rd leading scorer, does come off the bench. We're going to look underneath, and that layup's going to be up and in and good for Jonathan Granat. And as you can hear, I am surrounded by Covenant College parents. There's a lot of them in here making the trip from Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Kemp going to take it down on the sideline, go baseline, kick it out to Dooley. That 3 ball's on the way and up and good. And Malachi, who had a monster game a couple of games ago in the upset over Barry, held in check. Foul trouble really hurt Oglethorpe on Thursday night. Robinson, Zigbo, and Dooley were in foul trouble basically the entire game. But Malachi comes up early for a 5-2 lead. 3 ball on the way that time by Kennard, off the mark, and Pumpian's got it and going to push it the other way. He's going to get it to a Zigbo. Uba Spinneroni, rebounded by Robinson, snatched out of there. Uba with the Spinneroni, like he's Booker T of the old WWE, but came up short. Perry grabs the offensive board and going to be fouled in the process. 2nd team foul on the Scots early on. Pumpian inbounds it to Robinson. Robinson is very demonstrative early on today. Kemp going to drive in. Pumpian, who can pump him in from outside, misses that one, no good. Rebound taken by Crowden. He's going to go the other way on the hop. Robinson cuts off the fast break opportunity. Three ball up, that's going to be off the mark for Fisher Mitchell, rebounded by Pumpian. A Zigbo going the other way. Pumpian, his 2nd 3 attempt. This one off the back iron and no good. So Dillon knocked down a couple early against Emory the other night, 0 for his first 2 today, and then tries to come up with a steal and runs about 4 rows up into the crowd. I can tell you, if I tried that, I'm tripping over the first one and probably falling head first. Again, why Dillon, young man who can flat out get after it. That drive going to be taken short by Compere. Good defense by Dooley. Robinson coming the other way. Euro step up and in with the right hand for Perry Robinson. As I mentioned, Perry had a tough go of it the other day against Emory. Emory threw a lot of size at him, and he was in foul trouble early on. 3 ball up, rattles around and no good, and Perry comes up with a rebound there. He was just 2 of 8 from the floor, 11.7 boards, short of the 24 and 10 we expect out of Robinson. Dooley another 3. That one's going to be off the front of the mark and no good, and Covenant going to come back the other way. Compare now with a quick transition 3. That one's going to be long. Robinson tips it out of there. Compare comes up with a long rebound. That ball kicked back around. 3 ball up and good. And Luke Crowden out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama, knocks down his first 3 of the game, and it's an early 7-5 contest in favor of Oglethorpe. Covenant's now switched back into a little modified 1-3-1 defense. Robinson comes baseline, shoots that one front rim and no good, and Crowden snatches that one out of there and going to head the other way. Compare wide open for 3. That's going to be off the mark, and Robinson again, another Strong rebound for Perry. Kemp coming in, go up and under, and he's going to be fouled. Shooting foul there going to be on number 23. It's going to be Jesse Kennard. His first, team's third. Remember, in the men's game, at the 7 foul mark, once you hit that 7th foul, it's 1-1. The double bonus comes at 10 fouls. Jackson Kemp going to go to the line. First free throw up and good for Jackson. 8-5 Stormy Petrels early on. Mass substitution for Covenant. You're going to have number 1 check into the game. That's going to be Colt Donnelly. Number 4 looks like Gus Hood. Number 11, Eli Witt in. Perlman going to come back on the floor, and staying out there is Crowden. So a lot of new people back on the floor. Second free throw for Kemp off the back iron, and Crowden grabs his 3rd rebound. Comes right down and fires a 3. Front rims it. Pumpian comes flying in to get it. Dooley on the hop, going the other way, but no numbers for Oglethorpe. Pumpian thought about it. Head fakes, runner in the lane, and that's going to be good. You can tell Dylan Pumpian's really found a whole bunch of confidence over the last couple of games for Oglethorpe. The 3 ball's going. Now he's finding the runner in the lane. Head fake there by Hood. Kicks it back across. Another 3 fired and no good. Rebounded by number 11, Eli Witt. 3 ball fired here. That's no good, and Zigbo flies in and muscles that one out of there. Kemp going to come the other way into the front court. Him and Uba a little close. Uba down low. Dooley thought about it. Going to go underneath to Robinson. No double team. Going to go over his right shoulder and up and good. And Perry Robinson looking like the Perry that we know early on in this contest. 12-5 Stormy Petrels. The ball's going to be tipped away, Uba, and it's going to go back to Witt. Witt, well, he did not. I was going to say he got away with a travel, but they called the travel underneath. We've got 14:52 to go here in the first half. Stormy Petrels 12 and the Scots 5 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network, OU with a 12-5 lead over Covenant College. Early on, it's the Perry Robinson show. 6 points for Perry. Malachi Dooley with 3. Dylan Pumpian with 2 points. Dooley going to bring it across. Jordan James checked in. He had a really good game the other night against Emory. Also in is Mason Kemp. A Zigbo's 3 short. Kemp battling for it. Jordan James gets it and then gets fouled underneath. Really good offensive rebound by Jordan James. Foul going to be on number 4, Gus Hood. That'll be a 2-shot shooting foul. As I mentioned, Jordan spent probably a good 40 minutes after the game on Thursday night just working on free throws. We'll see if that pays off early on. First free throw short. And Jordan super irritated. One of the things I saw the other night, when he's on, he goes straight vertical on the free throw. When he's shooting them short, fading back just a little bit. Second one rattles around good. And Jordan bangs his head going, I've got to make both of these. Oglethorpe staying man-to-man, switching 1 through 5 here. Covenant doing a lot of backdoor cutting, a lot of the Princeton cuts. Dooley really solid defensively there. Reese Pride has it. 3-ball on the way that time. No good. Good offensive rebound by Witt. Kicks it back around to Donley. Donley drives in and misses the layup and then slips out of his shoe. 5-on-4 opportunity here for Oglethorpe. A Zigbo 3 up, and that rattles in and out, but rebounded by Pumpian and knocked away. A Zigbo, who was a knockdown three-point shooter a year ago, has just been unable to get on track this year with the 3-ball. And I know it's something that is irritating Uba. Just 4 of 32 coming into the game from downtown. It's a guy last year that shot it at about 35%. This year shooting it at about 12%. You have to assume eventually for Uba it's going to get going. He's such a hard worker and such a solid kid. Great up and under there for Gus Hood to get the basket for the Scots, and it's 13-7. Pumpian with it, going to head fake. He drives in back out to Dooley. Dooley thought about a 3. Going to bully his way in. A Zigbo again. This 3 again rattles in and out. Now, Uba is getting the looks that he wants. And just cannot get the ball to go down right now. Foul going to be called there on Kemp. Mason Kemp with the foul on the reach. Second team foul for the Stormy Petrels. A Zigbo going to go out. Dooley going to go out. Mark Asari and Perry Robinson going to check back in. So it's James, Robinson, Asari, Kemp, and Pumpian on the floor for your Stormy Petrels. They're going to stay man-to-man, switch everything. James may have gotten away with a foul. They actually did call a foul. Okay. Kennard just bodied into Jordan James at 6'4". James unfortunately got up in the air. Late whistle. Actually, not sure if this official even has a whistle. And Kennard will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw for Jesse, up and good. Shoots free throws at 81.5% on the year. He was 13 of 16 coming into the game. As I mentioned, off the bench, he is their third leading scorer at 14.6 points a game. Second one up and pure, and we had a collision underneath between James and number 15, Jonathan Granat. Game getting very chippy early on. Pumpian coming off the screen. Covenant staying man-to-man. Kemp going to drive in, kick it back out. Asari kind of tricky dribble that one. James from downtown. That's going to be off the mark and no good, and a big rebound under for Fisher Mitchell. Covenant got the game playing at their pace. Oglethorpe wants to get up and down a little bit more. Nice reverse dribble and lay up and in for Gus Hood. And that's back-to-back baskets for Hood. It's now 13-11. Asari now going to bring the ball into the front court. Look for Pumpian, who's going to get it underneath. And they have triple, quadruple teamed Robinson. And then they're going to call a foul on Perry. And that's just ticky-tack nonsense by the officials. Coach Ponder standing up, not in the happiest position right now. Looks like Oglethorpe going to stay man-to-man. They will go zone when they need to. Ball kicked back out. Fumbled around a little bit there by Granat. Driving in with the left and no good is Compare. Robinson going the other way. Swings in the corner. Pumpian going to get called for the travel, and the Covenant staff up and very excited right now as they're on a run. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. It's the under-12 media timeout. Petrels 13 and the Scots 11 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. And we're back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 13-11, first half score. Oglethorpe in front. Covenant on a nice little kick here to close the gap. Good save, missed layup underneath from Kennard. Asar into the front court, 3-ball on the way for Kemp, and that's pure. Really good job there by Mark Asari. Coming into the front court, getting inside the painted area and kicking back out to Mason Kemp, who knocks down the 3. 3-ball up and no good for Hood. Hood 0 for 9 on the year coming in on the 3-ball. James going to get a wide open top of the key 3, and he drops it back in back-to-back. Couple of threes in a row for Jordan James, and it's 19-11 for Oglethorpe. Kennard with it now on the wing. Christian Williams has checked in for the first time. Ball taken underneath, a little bit of a mismatch here. Ball no good though for Mitchell. Has about a 5-inch differential over Asari. Mark going the other way. Going to dribble down in. Kemp thought about a 3. Has that one come in, and he's going to be fouled. Be the 5th team foul. The Covenant faithful not happy, but clear rake across the arm. Mass substitution again for Covenant. Coming back in, Luke Crowden, number 2, number 10, Russell Hunter, number 11, Eli Witt. They'll be out there with Compare and number 15, Gurnett. Robinson in the post. And again, they're going to triple team. Perry turns the other way and no problem. Knocks it in. Perry said, I'll shoot it before your triple team gets here, and I'm going to make you pay either way. And an 8-0 run right now for Oglethorpe to make it 21-11. Williams playing good hard defense underneath. Asari up on Crowden. James stays in front. Compare is who you got to stay out on, shooting over 40% from downtown. He goes down in the lane, fires. That's no good. Rebound, though, taken by Hunter. Compare, now he's going to get the layup and in. Stick-to-itiveness there for the Scots. Sorry, rushes it into the front court, going to drive down inside. Williams, who can shoot it, kicks it back out. James, head fake, slipping and sliding in there. Jordan going to bank it in, and good, and have a couple of words to say to Witt, who tried to take a charge underneath him, and it's 23-13 in favor of Oglethorpe. Hunter with it. Compare just left wide open. He's not going to miss that. And you see Perry Robinson telling everybody, saying, we got to talk, we got to talk, we got to talk. Compare now with 4. Can't allow David to get untracked. Kemp thought about a 3. Back outside to James. Swings it around to Asari. Asari's 3 off the mark, and rebound taken by Compare. Compare rushes into the front court, and he's going to be called for a foul. This one on Jordan James. I'm going to call a block on Jordan. Looks like Uba Zigbo going to check back in. Jordan, you always know how Jordan feels. He wears his emotions in his facial expressions. Really energetic player. Super nice kid when you get a chance to talk to him. But when he's on the floor, he is a different animal. Ryan Janai trying to calm him down just a little bit as he goes down and daps up every one of his teammates. 23-16 Oglethorpe in front, but David Compare starting to get on track. He averages 14.8 points a game out of Orange Park, Florida. 6'1 sophomore guard, definitely well put together. Misses that one. Robinson snatches it with one hand for the rebound. And Perry going to bring it into the front court the other way and hand it off to Mark Asari. Uba drives in with the right. Williams with the lefty jumper, no good, off the mark. And Oglethorpe going to get one made as that ball ricocheted off of Russell Hunter and out of bounds. And it'll stay down on the end of the Stormy Petrels. 8:08 to go, 23-16 your score. Kemp going to inbound. Looks like we're going to have a box set Sorry, going to take it underneath. Up on the wing. Thought about a three, didn't do it. Kemp now trying to find the ball. Robinson begging for it. Asari's three in and out. And rebounded there by Hunter. And the Scott's going to come back the other way. Crowden with it. He's going to drive down inside. Three ball on the way. This time no good. Rebounded by Mitchell. Mitchell missed the three. Got his own rebound. And that one from Compare going to go off the side of the rim and out of bounds. Zigbo going to let it go, and it'll be Oglethorpe ball side out when we come back after this. 7:35 to go in a hotly contested first half. Oglethorpe 23 and Covenant College 16. We'll be back after this on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Petrel's in front, 23-16. Right now, Perry Robinson leading the way with 8. Jordan James off the bench with 6. Zigbo on a head fake. Take a couple of dribbles in. Asari three from the corner, and that one's good. First three of the game for Mark. See, his confidence just continues to grow game after game. You love to see that because Malachi Dooley cannot play every minute at point guard. Rob Reisman going to jump up off the bench. Looks like he's going to come in at the next dead ball. Miscommunication underneath. Hood going to dribble in. Got away. No, he did not. Absolutely drugged that back foot. I was going to say he got away with a travel, but he didn't. Reisman going to sub in. Dooley going to come back in, and also Jackson Kemp. So you're going to have Jackson, Reisman, Robinson, Ozigbo, and Dooley. A little bit less shooting on the floor, but a little bit better defense if you want. 26-16 the score. Robinson going to come set a high screen for Dooley. Now they're going to get Robinson the ball at the foul line. He's going to backdoor it to Reisman, who lays it up and in, and a good backdoor cut out of that dunker position for Rob Reisman. I'm not sure what's going on under here. Luke Crowden. I don't know if he got hit in the eye. Yeah, he got hit in the face somehow. He's got blood across the top of his eye. Hope the young man's okay. I didn't see what happened underneath. I just saw him kind of motioning like, what's going on here? I mean, he's got blood gushing out of his nose. Kind of on the bridge of the nose. Don't know if he got caught with a inadvertent elbow. Don't think it was anything malicious, but you hate to see anybody with blood coming out of their face. Hope the young man is okay down there. Covenant faithful not happy at all. You can understand that's two people we've seen with blood on their face for Covenant, but it's 28-16 right now in favor of Oglethorpe. They're going to have to come down and kind of clean up anything underneath, make sure there's no blood down on the floor. By the way, don't forget, women's basketball will play later today at 4 o'clock. I will not be on the call for that. Have some duties at the full-time job at 680 The Fan. But the Petrels won their last outing, 84-49 against Agnes Scott. 18 points and 9 rebounds for Camaria Rivera. 13 Petrels were in the scoring column. Jessica Tanos, her 4th double-digit game of the season with 10. Oglethorpe, obviously, in the Town Place Suites Classic this weekend. They're going to take on Huntington tonight at 4 o'clock. Over on the track and field side of things, Stormy Petrels began their season at Birmingham Southern, the indoor icebreaker, on December the 1st. Beck James was 7th in the mile at 4:27. Rainey Morris 16th in the high jump, with a final mark of 1.85 meters. Over on the women's side, Haley Wright finished 20th in the high jump with a final mark of 1.45 meters. Aubrey Guyden finished 23rd in the 60-meter race, 7.97. Riley Michaud, 23rd in the 800 at 2:41. Kristen Wright made her collegiate debut with a 32nd place finish in the 60 with an 8.07. Petrels will return in the new year in the Emory Invitational coming up on January the 14th. Men's basketball, as we talk about, obviously with the game today, trying to get back to 4 and 5, and then Friday, December the 29th, they're going to have 13 days off. They'll take on Bard College. It's going to be the Jack Berkshire Classic. They'll play 2 games in back-to-back days, Friday the 29th at 4, Saturday the 30th at 4 against Regis College, and then conference play begins on January 5th against Hendricks. This one, out-of-conference game, 28-16, Oglethorpe in the lead. Compare from downtown, that's going to be off the mark and long, but Mitchell comes up with a rebound, kicks it back out, and the 3 ball no good. A third offensive rebound. And they're going to get a foul called on Reisman on the strip opportunity. That'll be the 5th team foul on Oglethorpe. Remember, 7 equals the double bonus. Covenant struggling shooting the ball right now. Shooting just 23% from the field. 1 of 15 from outside the arc. Game has become very, very physical on both sides of the ball. That layup no good, and Zigbo snatches it out of there. Perlman tried to just bully his way underneath and could not get it. Dooley with a mismatch here athletically. Going to drive in, have that one knocked away though. Zigbo loses it, but Kemp comes up with it. 15 on the shot clock. Uba thought about the 3, thought better of it, drives in, misses the layup, was asking for a foul, felt he got hit a couple of times, but no call. Officials might have to grab control of this game. Kennard tried to drive in, and the Zigbo just raked the ball away, but he's going to be called for a foul. Next team foul for Oglethorpe will put them in the bonus. Covenant with 5 team fouls. Eli Witt, a 6'6" senior out of Brandon, Mississippi. Looks like he's going to check in at the next dead ball. And actually, it's Jonathan Gurnett coming back in this time for Logan Perlman. A lot of size on the floor right now for Covenant. Compare with it right now. 3 ball on the way, and that's going to be off the mark and no good for Kennard. Robinson with it. Comes in, has that ball stripped away. Dive on the floor. Now we're going to have a fight for it, and it looks like we're going to have a jump ball scenario. Possession arrow going to stay with Covenant. 5:06 to go here in the first half. A little bit ragged over the last 2 minutes of play, but we'll take a timeout with them. Oglethorpe 28 and Covenant 16 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. And we're back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 5:06 to go. Oglethorpe with a 28-16 lead in the first half. Stormy Petrel shooting 45.5% from the field. Covenant just 21.5%. Just 1 of 16 from downtown. Oglethorpe not a ton better, but 4 of 14. Petrels would love to find their shooting touch. 3 ball on the way. That one's going to be off the mark and no good. That time from Gurnett. Rebounded by Dylan Pumpian, who's checked back in. So Julian, actually the starting 5 back on the floor for the Stormy Petrels. Dooley with a little hesitation. Kemp on that three-man weave up top, finds it to Robinson. Robinson faces up and knocks that one in, and good. Perry Robinson now with 10 points to lead the way for Oglethorpe. Jordan James chipped in with 6 off the bench, but he's got a couple of fouls. Compare going to drive in, and he's going to be fouled, and Pumpian doesn't agree with it, but got him across the arm. And Compare going to go up to the line with a chance now to shoot 2. On the year, Compare just 13 of 27 from the foul line, 48.1%. First free throw off the mark and no good. He's shooting 42% from the three-point line and 52% from the field. So kind of rare to see somebody that can put the ball in the basket that way struggle at the foul line the way David has. That first one, it just looked like he almost rushed it. See if he slows down just a little bit here on the second one. Second one up, much better looking stroke, and he knocks that one in. 30-17 in favor of Oglethorpe. Dooley going to walk it across the other way. They get it to a Zigbo down on the block. He misses. Robinson battles for it, taken out of there by Hood. There's going to be a moment maybe in January or maybe later this month where it clicks again for Uba Zigbo, and teams are really going to be in trouble. Kick ball for Jackson Kemp, and we'll get another timeout on the floor. Take one with them here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 30-17, Oglethorpe in front. .347 to go here in the first half. Oglethorpe up 30-17 over Covenant College. Gus Hood leading the way for Covenant with 6, Luke Crowden with 4, but David Compare, their third or second leading scorer, only with 3. So you want to find a way to keep him not getting on track. And Asari back in to play point guard alongside Dooley. Pumpian out. Layup attempt, no good. Garnett had that one roll off the front of the rim, and Perry Robinson another rebound. Dooley is just so much more confident running the floor now at this point. They're going to find a Zigbo right at the short foul line, and again, just short for Uba. These are shots that went in all of last year. Looks like Jordan James going to sub in. 3 ball on the way, and that one's going to be good. Granat, just the second 3 of the first half for Covenant. He cuts the lead down to 10. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Looks like Jordan James going to sub back in for Uba Zigbo. Uba just off as of right now. Unfortunately for Uba, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 3. And again, these are shots that he just did not miss a year ago. Got Malachi Dooley, he's only got 3. Really, it's been Robinson and James leading the way, combining for 16 of the 30 points for Oglethorpe. Kind of been balanced everywhere else. Reisman's got a bucket, Kemp's got a bucket, Asari's got a bucket. You also have Pumpian with 2, Jackson Kemp with 1. Over on the Covenant side, not much going well for them. 6 points for Compare, 5 points for Granat, who just hit the 3, and Gus Hood with 4, and that's really all they have to speak of in a 20-point first half. Oglethorpe just missing shots they normally make. And outside of Perry Robinson, who's really dominated the game once he is able to get the ball in his hand. But you notice Covenant basically double teaming him now at all times. And they're going to go a little high-low action again with James at the foul line. Back outside to Dooley, wide open three, and that's good. And that's great inside-out basketball. You saw this the other night against Emory. Jordan James really comfortable at that foul line and made the right decision not to force a jump shot. Turned and saw Malachi Dooley wide open and knocked it in. Gurnett, another three. That one's up and good. And back-to-back threes for Jonathan Gurnett. 6'4" senior forward out of Marietta, Georgia. He does average 15 a game. Robinson with it. I'd go right back to him, and he's calling for the ball. Dooley going to drive in. Asari with three. That one's off the front rim. Robinson says, if you won't get it to me, I'll take it on my own. And he just muscles it through. Perry Robinson says, you're not big enough. Offensive rebound and just bodied right through Fisher Mitchell. And Gurnett blows right by Jordan James and lays it up and in. And Jonathan Gurnett starting to find things here. He's now got 10 points in the first half, and it's 35-25 in favor of Oglethorpe. James with a three ball, lines it up, no good. Rebound for Perry Robinson. He's going to drive inside, kick it back. Dooley with a three. That one's no good. James with the offensive rebound over the right shoulder, and he gets hammered from Fisher Mitchell. Everybody's saying his hands were straight up. Well, he hit him with his body and almost tackled Jordan to the ground. Jordan will be rewarded with a couple of free throws. Both teams now are going to be in the bonus for the last 122 of the first half. James' first free throw up and good. Zigbo going to come back in with Pumpian and Mason Kemp. James and Robinson will stay in. I'm sorry, Zigbo's going in for James on the make. Second free throw up and good for Jordan. So Jordan's time at the line after the game the other night paying off. He's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe today, and it's 37-25 in favor of Oglethorpe. Find a way now with Jonathan Gurnett to not. He's hit a couple of threes and a layup in 3 straight possessions. Mason Kemp going to get the duty. And immediately come up with a tip away. Good defensive effort there by Mason. He fronted Gurnett. Coming back in is going to be Jesse Kennard. Kennard going to look underneath, and he's just going to throw it away. Robinson's got it. We got a 2-on-1 opportunity. Perry going to drive by and get tackled. He doesn't want any part of Gus Hood, who's trying to do some sportsmanship. He said, wait, you wrapped me around the waist and threw me to the ground. Perry's going to go to the ground and shoot free throws. That'll be the 7th team foul. They're actually going to call a technical foul here or an intentional foul. No attempt to go for the ball. That was just wrap around the waist and a takedown. Something you might see in UFC or in the WWE. And Robinson now going to be rewarded with a couple of free throws and the ball. First free throw up and good. Perry does the make low 5 to his teammates who are all at half court. There's nobody obviously underneath. He just kind of does the fake, hey, I'm going to dap you up. Second free throw up, and that one's going to drop in as well. Robinson now up to 14 points, and it's a 14-point lead for Oglethorpe at 39-25. Because of the intentional, Stormy Petrels will keep the ball with 1:06 to go here in the first half and a chance to extend this lead. Dooley going to look underneath, and he's going to lob it into Robinson, who's feeling it. Perry going to kick it back out. Kemp, head fake, takes it from about 18 feet. Rebounded by Gurnett. He's going to be picked up by Reisman, who's checked back in. Gurnett drives in, he's going to be fouled and taken to the ground. Not sure if they're going to get Kemp or Reisman on this one. Going to get 23, which is going to be Reisman. And Gurnett's going to have a chance to go to the line. Pumpian going to come in for an offensive set. Gurnat's first free throw up and good. Jonathan has been the offense for Covenant. It's his 11th point. Scored 9 of those in about the last 3 minutes of the first half. He's got untracked. Really keeping the Scots within arm's length. Second free throw up. That's going to be off the front rim. No good. Perry Robinson grabs it. Dooley going to walk it across to the front court. 14-second differential between shot and game clock. Pumpian comes off the screen in the corner. Kemp for 3. That's going to be no good. And we're going to get a foul call. Robinson and Eli Witt going at it. Robinson not happy with that one at all. Covenant faithful all standing up as if they were unhappy with the call. Williams and looks like J.R. Oyewakua going to check in. Witt's first free throw, my goodness, not close. Hit that one just off the side of the rim. And Oglethorpe will have a chance to close out the first half here with the ball. 18 seconds to go in the first half, 39-26. Malachi Dooley going to hold it now for the final shot. Probably will go at about 8. He drives in, kicks to the corner. Ozigbo, he's going to fire one up and good. And you love to see that for Ozigbo. Right at the buzzer, 3-ball good for Uba. And that'll close the first half. It's going to be Compare, Crowded, Mitchell, Perlman, and Gurnat. So their same starting 5 that started things, and we're underway here in the second half. Compare, his first 3 on the way, no good. Robinson just going to let it go. So instead of getting rebound number 11, lets the ball go out of bounds, and Oglethorpe will take over for the first time offensively. Dooley going to dribble this one back across, and it looks like Covenant going to stay man-to-man. Zigbo hit a 3 right at the buzzer. We'll see if that gets Uba untracked. That was his only field goal in the first half. Robinson going to skip it across to Kemp. Dooley down in the short corner, going to drive it, and he's going to be fouled. Foul called there on number 25. Excuse me, looks like he changed jerseys, I guess, at halftime. I'm going to assume that's Crowden. Maybe had some blood on the original jersey. There's not a 25 listed. He looks like Crowden from the first half. Dooley's free throw up and no good. So we'll have to keep a look. The official scorekeeper have not updated that either. Dooley's second free throw good. That is going to be Crowden. He did get hit across the bridge of the nose. Had some blood, and I'm assuming the jersey probably got bloodied. They're going to call a foul underneath on Kemp as Perlman just kind of bodied down into him. 43-26 your score with 19-14 to go here in the second half. Oglethorpe looking for their 4th win of the season. Covenant looking for the same. Robinson now defending all the way out at the top. Compare coming off the little pin down action, drives in, misses the layup, and rebound taken by Dylan Pumpian. And Oglethorpe will head the other way. Kemp with it, Pumpian. He's going to pump one up there and knock that one off the back of the rim and no good. Like to see Dylan take about another step inside. Had the 3. He can make those, made a few the other night. Crowden going to drive down into the painted area, kick it back out. That's a 3-ball on the way, up and good. Fisher Mitchell stepping outside, knocks in his first 3 of the game, and it's a 14-point lead for your Stormy Petrels. Have to assume Covenant will shoot the ball better in the second half. Dooley thought about a 3. Kemp will take one and answer right back. Jackson Kemp quiets the Covenant faithful over by me, who were starting to chant defense, and is now back to a 17-point cushion for your Stormy Petrels. compare. Has that one stripped away by Dooley. Dooley going to drive in. Look out. Malachi in the open court with a little finger roll action. And people that don't know Malachi Dooley don't realize how athletic he is. He just glides through the air and did exactly that. And that one's going to be stripped away this time by a Zigbo. Kemp going to go the other way, and he's going to lay it up and in. And the biggest lead of the day now for Oglethorpe at 21, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Josh Brown runs out, not happy with his group at all. Back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back runouts, and a 50-29 lead now for Oglethorpe. We'll take a pause on the floor with them on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Oglethorpe on an 8-3 kick to start this second half have ballooned the lead now to 21 at 50-29. Defense turning to offense. Coach Brown going to make some substitutions. Hood going to come back in, as is Kennard. Going to kick it across the Hood. He's going to head fake and try to dribble in, get nowhere. Oglethorpe switching everything 1 through 5. And we're going to get a traveling call on Kennard. Zigbo now going to inbound it. Dooley going to come back the other way, and Oglethorpe playing really well. Uba going to line a 3 up, and that's back-to-back triples for Uba Zigbo. And I'm going to tell you, if you're somebody in the SAA and you watch Uba, what he's done over his years here at Oglethorpe, really struggled in this year. Shooting the 3 was just 4 of 32. Now he's 2 for his last 2. And that 3 ball for Kennard going to be off the mark and no good. And if Uba can find the 3-point shot with the ability of Perry Robinson down in the block, Oglethorpe becomes a completely different basketball team. And they become the team maybe to beat. Uba now with a little hop to him. Step back jumper up. That's going to rim around and no good. Kemp going to be called for the foul in the backcourt. A little too much body on Kennard. 53-29 your score. Kennard going to have to put the ball in play in the backcourt. Gus Hood going to come take it. Try to run the offense. Granat with it. Crowden now with the ball up at the top of the key. And again, they'll do the switch game. Will Oglethorpe. And they're going to call a Zigbo for a foul. Maybe got in, bumped with the body. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Oglethorpe. Sideline out of bounds. Shot clock will reset back to 20. Covenant kind of working the offense to a crawl now, down to 12 on the shot clock. Three ball going to be launched up, and that one's good. Kennard from downtown lined that one up and knocked it in, and it's 53-32 in favor of the Stormy Petrels. Dooley barking out the calls. Pumpian coming off a screen, and he lines that one up and no good. Robinson gets thrown to the ground. 3 ball on the way. And that one's good. Back-to-back threes for Covenant. As Hood, I believe that's his first three of the year. Line that one up with confidence in the lead, back down to 18. Pumpian with it, gonna lean that one underneath. Perry Robinson spins up and he's gonna get fouled. When he gets the ball down on the block, it is almost automatic that he's either gonna get the basket or gonna get fouled. That'll be a foul, it's gonna be a shooting foul. Back 15:02 to go here in the second half. Oglethorpe 53. The Scots of the Covenant 35 will be back on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Perry Robinson going to step to the line with a chance to shoot two. 53-35 your score. Robinson leading the way with 14 for the Stormy Petrels. Defenses, as Perry has really made his mark early on for Oglethorpe, have now been doubling and triple teaming him every time he touches the ball. Oglethorpe got to find a way to shoot the three ball better when you get to conference play, and I think it starts and ends with Uba Zigbo. If Uba is able to shoot the three ball the way he did a year ago, and Robinson lines up and drains both of them, lead back up to 20. If he can shoot the three ball, it just opens up so much more spacing on the floor. Pumpian showed the ability to shoot it. Dooley's got a lot better on his three-point shot. Hood going to line up another one. That one's going to be short, and Malachi grabs that rebound and now is going to push it. They're poking away at him. Kemp going to come the other way, and he's going to get fouled. Got fouled about 3 different times going up with the ball, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws. Foul going to be called there on Gus Hood, 6'1" sophomore out of Rabun Gap, Georgia. Jordan James looks like he's going to check in. First free throw up and comes off the mark for Jackson Kemp. Mason Kemp going to come in for Dylan Pumpian. Second free throw for Jackson. That one's good. Lead back to 21 for Oglethorpe. Jordan James going to sub in now for Jackson Kemp. So we've got Mason Kemp, Malachi Dooley, Uba Zigbo, Jordan James, and Perry Robinson on the floor. Good defense there by Malachi Dooley, cutting off the lane. That's going to be a turnover as Donnelly lost it off his leg. Dooley coming the other way. A Zigbo from downtown. That's 3 balls in a row for Uba Zigbo. After hitting only 4 on the year, hit 3 in a row now. And answering right back is Jesse Kennard. But for Uba, it's got to feel good. Kid who was one of the best players in the conference last year. Played sometimes out of position at the 5. He thought about a 4th one. He'll find Jordan James in the paint. James kicks it back out. Kemp going to get an open 3, and he's going to drill it. Another 3 ball up on the way, no good. Kemp's going to have that one knocked out of bounds, and they're going to call it Oglethorpe ball. Dooley going to come back the other way. Zigbo with it now at the top of the key, 62-38. And they're going to call an offensive foul, I guess, on Perry Robinson with the push. Had the push on Witt. We're going to get a substitution. Looks like Tyler O'Donohue going to come in for Robinson. He tried to wave off Coach Ponder like, no, I want to stay in the game. But O'Donohue, a 6'5" junior out of Sarasota, Florida, going to come in. Oglethorpe with a 24-point lead. Just over 13 minutes to go here in the second half. Really have dominated from start to finish and just methodically pulled away. Witt now going to try to drive in on a Zigbo pawing at it, knocking it away, and he's going to come up with a rebound. And Uba going to push it back the other way. Malachi lining up a three. That's going to be up and in. They're going to say no basket. They're going to say it hit the scoreboard. That's the right call. Can go above the backboard, but once it makes contact with anything, the shot is null and void. And for Malachi, instead of knocking down a three, that was going to be just off the mark. 62-38 your score. They'll look underneath, and they are going to call just an unbelievably late foul. Jonathan Gurnett going to be rewarded with a couple of free throws. They're going to call the push on O'Donohue. But the official waited until the ball was not going to go in the rim and then blew the whistle for the call. The correct thing to do is if there's a foul, you blow the whistle when the shot is up there. Gurnett going to have that one rim around and in. 62-39 your score. Gurnett with 13 points now. 12. Now 13. 62-40, Stormy Petrels. Asari going to check in soon. James going to drive in with the right hand, kind of discards, misses, and then they're going to call an offensive foul on Jordan. And Perry Robinson going to hop right back up off the bench and come back in for Tyler O'Donohue. 12:20 to go here in the second half. So it's James, it's Robinson, it's Asari, it's Kemp, and a Zigbo. Over on the other side, it's Compare, it's Crowden, Kennard. We're also going to have Perlman and Gurnett. Gurnett going to drive in, spin the opposite way, and have that one rim out. And Uba going to sky for the rebound and go the other way. Going to find Jordan James. He's going to look immediately underneath to Robinson. They're going to double him. He's going to face and then throw it out of bounds off of Gurnett. And that'll be the under 12 media timeout. We'll take one with them. 62-40, your Stormy Petrels lead here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. $11:55 to go. Little Van Halen's jump here. Hope you guys are having happy holidays out there as a lot of the high schools are done for the first semester. College getting ready to go home. I mentioned there will be some women's action following us. Games tomorrow as well. Oglethorpe men will be off for about 14 days. Asari going to drive in, kick it out. Williams is somebody else I'd love to see the three going. Robinson steps inside, pull-up jumper up and good. And Perry is really doing anything he wants on the floor so far today. Knocks down about a 17-footer there. And they're going to call a foul on Kemp. That's going to be the 7th team foul for Oglethorpe. And the last thing you want right now is to allow this game to crawl to a halt, and it's exactly what's happened with fouls on both ends. Seems like we've been just under 13 minutes, I don't know, for about 15 minutes of actual time between media timeouts, actual timeouts, and foul calls. Crowden's free throw no good. Robinson, I thought Robinson might have tipped that one out, but it looks like it went off of Perlman. And for the first time, Covenant's going to go to a sort of a 1-2-2, three-quarter court pressure of some sort. Not a lot of pressure, more just a deterrent, trying to throw, kind of slow Oglethorpe's offense down. Oglethorpe going to go back to this high-low action with Jordan James at the foul line. They're going to go right to Robinson. He's going to face up. He gets doubled. Kemp from downtown, up and good. And Mason Kemp drains a three, and Perry Robinson makes the right basketball play. He enticed the double team, kicked it out. Mason Kemp was ready to roll, and he drains a three, and it's a 27-point lead for the Stormy Petrels. And they're going to call a foul this time on Asari, who thought he got all ball. And again, here at 67-40, go down on one end, hit a jump shot, come to the other end, and we're getting free throws. Kennard going to step up, knock in his first free throw. That's his 8th point for Jesse. Second free throw up and good. 67-42. Covenant immediately drops back out of that pressure. Mark Asari going to bring the ball up court. Drive in with his left hand. Reverse up and good, and really nice strong move by Mark Asari. Drive in with the left, get the defender in the air, and flip it around with his right hand off the window and good. Three ball no good. Williams skies for the rebound, and Oglethorpe on the hop coming the other way. Asari with it. Going to back out, kick it across. James lines up a three. That one's up and good. And Jordan James knocks in a three, and it is a 30-point lead for the Stormy Petrels, as they have really started to pull away here in the second half. 30-16, they've outscored Covenant. Three ball on the way. That's going to be no good for Kennard. Kick it ahead to Williams. He's going to scoop it up and in with the left hand. Probably got fouled, but for Christian Williams on the run out with a nice spin off the glass for the basket. Compare going to drive right through the defense. Coach Ponder's not going to like that at all. Even with a 32-point lead, now down to 30, he's going to want defense to be played the right way. Sorry, calling out for a screen. Robinson gets one. James going to dribble inside the paint, kick it back out to Kemp. He lines up a three, and that one's down the hatch as well. Mason Kemp from downtown. And it's a 33-point lead for Oglethorpe. Hard screen up top leads to a three. Reisman go to check in. Asari not happy with that one at all. You got to yell at your teammates a little bit here. Hey, call out the screen. Mark going to bring it the other way. 77-47 in favor of Oglethorpe. Asari going to drive in, kick it back out to Jordan James. He's going to line up a jumper. That's going to be off the mark, no good. And we're going to get a technical foul on Crowden. Crowden was holding on to Asari's arm and spinning around with it. Frustration setting in for the Scots. They're going to call a double technical now. And Asari, I don't know what he did. He had his arm underneath Crowden. Crowden grabbed it, and Asari was literally turning his back. He's holding on to his arm. We're going to get double technical here. Looks like Brevin Klim going to check in. Asari's first free throw up and short. Second free throw up for Mark is down the hatch and good. And it's going to be ball. I guess they only thought they called double technical. I guess they did, offsetting technicals, but because it was the 9th team foul, actually that makes no sense. It's 9 team fouls on the Petrels. They let Asari shoot the free throw. Robinson with it. He's going to face up, spin down inside up, and he's going to get fouled as well. You're going to have Rob Reisman in the game and Brevin Clem as well. That's going to be the 6th team foul on the Scots. Like I said, this game is grinded to a halt. At this point, the officials just need to make sure they take control of this game. Don't let anything nefarious happen throughout. Robinson's free throw going to be up and rattle around and in. And for Perry, that's going to be number 19 on the day. He's going to look for a 20-10 game if he can knock in this free throw. I got a feeling Perry might be done for the day after this. Robinson's next free throw up and good. And we're going to get a substitution. Coming in number 10, Jack Thomas. Perry Robinson has had a great game. 7 of 8 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Now Covenant going to come the other way, down at 33. This game was close for a little bit, and Oglethorpe has really just taken control since then. Hard drive by Colt Donnelly, 6'3" freshman out of Noonan. He's going to be rewarded with foul shots, and this game has really turned into a free throw shooting contest. 16 total fouls in the second half of the game. Donnelly's free throw up and good. (80-48) the score right now. Second free throw up, and that's going to be good as well. Thomas in. Clem going to be picked up in the backcourt by Reese Pride. And now they're going to run and jump trap Clem, and they're going to get another foul call. My goodness. Clem going to get a chance now to go shoot some free throws. There's a time if you're an official, maybe you swallow the whistle just a little bit. 8:10 to go. Ethan Weems going to check in. 6'5" freshman out of Sandy Springs, Georgia. So some guys that don't get a lot of time for the Stormy Petrels going to get a chance here with 8:10 to go to get some action. Clem's free throw up and good. Second free throw up and good as well. Covenant going to come the other way. In for the first time, number 22, Michael St. Germain, excuse me. Hood thought about a three, drives in, scoops that one up and good. Nice little runner in the lane there for Gus Hood. Clem going to bring it across, look over to Weems. He's going to find Kemp, who weaves his way in, outside to Thomas. Thomas thought about a three and stepped out of bounds. And we'll get a timeout with him. 82-51. We got 7:41 to go here in the second half on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back here on the Oglethorpe Sports Network, it is 82-51 Oglethorpe. have dominated the second half of basketball, and Kemp going to come up with a steal and then be fouled. Or no, they're going to call a foul on Kemp, and that's going to be free throws. 40-25 here in the second half. Actually, they just called out of bounds. Both teams in the bonus. Layup attempt, no good for Donley, and here's a surprise, another foul call. Game has really grinded to a halt here in the second half. We got some NFL action going on. Tomorrow the Falcons on the road taking on the Carolina Panthers in a must-win, I think not only for the football team but maybe for the career of Arthur Smith. Tough loss a week ago against Tampa, a game in which you had won, had the division all but wrapped up, and now it's a three-team race with the Saints and the Buccaneers. Carolina playing out the string. Interim head coach. Second free throw good. 82-53. Reisman now going to get it and push it to the other end, and Rob going to set it back up. Christian Williams along with Brevin Clem, Jack Thomas, and Ethan Weems in the game. Love to see Weems. Reisman going to drive in, and he's going to be fouled. I'd like to see one possession that we don't get a foul call. Literally every possession over the last 6 minutes, it seems like there's been a foul on one end or the other. Rob going to step up and try to hit a couple of free throws. First free throw up and good for Reisman. Had a chance to talk to Wade, who once played here at Oglethorpe, and I believe Rob's going to go intern as a financial advisor when his time is done here at Oglethorpe. Second free throw up, rattles around, no good. Rebound taken by Pierce Smith, number 30, who's in the game for the first time. St. Germain going to drive in, kick it. That ball's going to be blocked, and we're going to get free throws for Donley. Hopefully nobody has dinner plans right about now, because by the time this one gets over, you may miss your dinner plans. Donley's free throw up and good. Colt's got a nice looking shot, very pure. Freshman out of Noonan. Looks like a kid that could help Covenant moving forward. Got a little dog in him, just kind of watching him from up here. Second free throw off the mark, no good. Thomas going to grab the rebound, look out. Thomas goes flying into the Covenant bench. And that ball's going to stay the Scots side. 83-54 with 6:57 to play. The shot clock, well, they're now telling them to reset the shot clock. I thought we were going to get a foul call before the ball was inbound. If you're a betting man, and I'm not, bet on a foul call at some point before this possession's over. Three ball up, and that one's good. Michael St. Germain comes in, 6'3" senior out of Apopka, Florida. And it's 83-57. Clem running the show. Williams in the game. Thomas. Williams driving in and throws that one right through the hands of Reisman. Turnover going the other way. Covenant now playing with a little bit more push. Oyerekua in, playing some defense as well. And again, we're going to get another foul called. Everybody's in the double bonus at this point. Oglethorpe has been, they've had 10 team fouls for 10 minutes. I'm laughing because this has turned into street ball, officiated by three guys that just want to continue to blow the whistle. Free throw, no good, and we're going to get some regular rotation guys coming back in. Jackson Kemp, Malachi Dooley, and Jordan James back on the floor. Oyerekua going to stay in with Christian Williams. St. Germain with his second free throw. That's going to be good. 83-58, deficit now down to 25. It's been as big as 33. Dooley now with it. And he's going to make Pride fall down and then point at him. Not what you want at this point of the game. Williams from way downtown, sidewinding three off the mark. Pull-up jumper here, going to be way short. Williams gets it. Kemp going the other way. Kemp going to drive in and have that one knocked away, and he's going to be fouled as well. We had 2 straight trips without foul calls, and now we got one coming the other way. Jackson Kemp going to go to the line and shoot free throws. Both teams in the double bonus. 5:46 to go, 83-58 the score. Kemp's free throw rattles around and no good. Second free throw up and good, and it's now 84-58 in favor of Oglethorpe. Pride going to bring it back across. Going to look to get the ball underneath. Jump hook up and good. Pierce Smith, 6'8" freshman out of Winder, Georgia, knocks that one in. Not sure what we're getting a timeout for here. And they're pointing, saying St. Germain has, I guess, blood on his lip. He's going to have to go see the trainer. Checking it is now going to be Thomas Malcolm, a 6'3" freshman out of Duluth. 84-60. Covenant is sort of cut into this here in the last 4 minutes. Dooley falls down, and now he's going to be fouled by Pride. Dooley going to walk to the line. Oglethorpe 13 of 31 from downtown. They're getting exactly the three-point shooting that Coach Ponder has been looking for all year. Covenant now 9 of 31 after starting just 1 of 15 from the three-point line. So they've hit 8 of their last 16 to somewhat cut this margin. Dooley misses the first free throw. Second free throw short, and rebound taken here by Malcolm. Coach Ponder's not going to like the finish. Uya Rakuya comes up with the steal, and now we're going to get a tackle out at half court. Russell Hunter with the tackle on Jordan James, and Jordan will go to the foul line. Oglethorpe shooting 50% from the floor. Free throw up and no good. Just 17 of 27 now from the foul line. These are things in closer conference games. They're going to have to, it's attention to detail, got to make these free throws. James' second free throw up and good. It's 85-60. That ball's going to be stolen. Oyerakula going. And they're going to lay it up and in. Nice pass. Malachi Dooley ahead for Jordan James, who lays it up and in. Jordan's so theatrical and fun to watch. Just a good kid overall. Plays with a lot of emotion. 27-point lead for the Stormy Petrels. Oyerakula getting his first action. Good rebound there by Kemp, who comes flying in off the wing to get it. JR going to get the two-handed jam, and the entire bench gets up, cheering for the 6'6" sophomore who gets a two-hand jam and now comes down the other way and gets in a defensive stance. You love to see it in this time of the game. Guys that don't play as much getting chances to score. And over on the other end, Pierce Smith with a nice little jump hook. (89-62), 4:14 to go. We'll have one other timeout, the under 4 media timeout. Oglethorpe going to go to 4-5 on the year. Williams driving in, scoops that one around, no good. Rebounded by Smith, and Covenant coming the other way. Oh, and they're going to get a basket there. 4:32, Zach Thomas. It looks like he's built like Zach Thomas, the former linebacker. But Oyerakula going to come up with a goaltending call as he pinned that one to the backboard after it had already hit the backboard. 3:52 to go. 89-64, Oglethorpe in front. We'll be back after this on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. 3:52 to go here on Pinholster Court. Oglethorpe going to go to 4-5 on the year. Just closing out this game with a 25-point lead over Covenant. Rob Reisman going to bring the ball across. Oglethorpe has outscored Covenant 47-38. We're going to get a steal and a breakaway. And they're going to get a one-hand jam for Pierce Smith in the open court. Clem going to inbound it to Williams. Clem now going to bring it across and try to run some offense. JR going to have the ball up top. Williams with it. Back to Clem. Oyerekua downtown three. That's going to be off the back rim and no good. And Reisman going to knock that one away. 89-66. Jack Thomas going to come back in the game. Tyler O'Donohue in the game. So it's Clem, Reisman, Thomas, Oyerekua, and O'Donohue. Covenant now subs in Caleb Lofton, a 6'1" freshman out of Savannah for the first time. Zach Thomas running the show. Thomas Malcolm there. Three ball no good. Rebound no good, and they're going to get the tip in. Looks like Caleb Lofton going to be credited with the basket, and it's down to 21. With 2:53 to go. Thomas going to bring the ball across. Reisman with it. Lofton really digging in defensively. And Thomas going to have the ball go off his head and out of bounds. Coach Ponder not going to be happy with the way this one closed. Had a 33-point lead. It's down to 21. Ethan Weems going to check in now. He's going to get JR. Oyerekua did have a two-handed jam. Lofton going to bring it into the front court. He's going to lob it underneath. I'm going to tell you, Pierce Smith might be carving out some playing time for Covenant. So he lays that one up and in. The game down to 19. Still academic, and Weems has that one go through his hands. And Coach Ponder's going to take a timeout. He is not happy with this second unit, who's turned it over quite a bit. We'll take a pause with them. 2:15 to go. Oglethorpe 89-70 on the Oglethorpe Sports Network. Back inside Pinholster Court in the Duro Fieldhouse. 89-70 with 2:15 to go. Oglethorpe comfortably in front, have been basically the entire second half. Covenant's made a nice run here to cut this game to 19. But when Oglethorpe had starters in, it was absolute domination. Lofton going to drive in, kick. Ball going to be kicked back out again. Smith with it on the wing. He's going to drive and kick across. Thomas with it. Lofton thinks about it. He's going to fire a three, and that one's going to be off the mark and no good. Smith going to try to save it, but to no avail. 1:51 to go in this one. Clem going to get it now in the backcourt. He's going to get it across. O'Donohue going to drive in. Have that ball knocked away, stripped. O'Donohue gets it, and he's going to be fouled. And Tyler's going to have a chance to shoot some free throws. (89-70). O'Donohue, a 6'5" junior out of Sarasota, makes his first free throw. Like to see Thomas knock down a jumper or get Weems an open shot as well. 90-70. Second free throw, no good. Lofton going to bring it across. 3-ball for Thomas up, and that one's good. And the Covenant crowd will have something to go home happy about, as some of their guys that don't play as much able to make a nice little push here in the second half. O'Donohue going to get that one across. Thomas, who I've watched shoot, can shoot it. Clem off the down screen. That one's going to be up and no good. And once again, Lofton flies in for it. He's going 90 miles an hour the other way. Euro step up and good. And Caleb Lofton has cut the game to 15 with 1:01 to go. You know, kids sometimes just need an opportunity to play some basketball. You never know what you're going to get when you put them in game situations. And Lofton's come in like his house is on fire, going 100 miles an hour. Free throw no good. Rebounded by Reisman. Clem going to walk it up. We're under a minute to go with a 15-point lead. As I mentioned, Oglethorpe will go to 4-5 on the year. Thomas from downtown. That's up and good for Jack Thomas. Kid who can flat out shoot the rock, knocks in a 3, and it's 93-75. That jumper up and good. Good basket made by Thomas Malcolm with the left hand. 35 seconds to go in the game. Should be 93-77. Still shows 75 on the scoreboard. There we go. They've got it to 77 now. Clem going to walk it across. Shot clock. Thomas going to drive in a two-hand jam. And Jack Thomas with back-to-back baskets. Now O'Donohue comes up with a rebound. Clem, see if Weems gets a chance to fire one up. Clem just going to walk it into the front court, and he's going to hold the ball. And Oglethorpe going to walk away. 4-5 on the year, dominating fashion. They win 95-70.